Hello everyone and welcome to another LSJ's Late Review, this time for The Spy Who Loved Me. So The Spy Who Loved Me is the 10th James Bond film, directed by Lewis Gilbert, written by Christopher Wood, and of course Richard Maybaum, who's done a ton of these by now. And we've got mostly four major characters in this one. So we've got, of course, Roger Moore as James Bond, Barbara Bach as Anya Amasova, we've got Sims-Jenkins as Carl Stromberg, and of course Richard Keel as the iconic Jaws. But we've also got, of course, the regulars: Bernard Lee as M, Lois Maxwell as Moneypenny, and Desmond Llewellyn as Q, doing, all their usual standard shit. Gist of this one is a Russian sub goes missing, as does a British one. So the Russians send their best agent, which is Anya Amasova, played by Barbara Bach, and the Brits send, of course, James Bond, played by Roger Moore. So, fairly simple premise with this one. And before I get into the characters, I just want to say there's some really wonderful scenes in this. Yes, the car chase ending in the car turning into a boat, that's cool, yes. Uh, the underwater fight scenes are cool. The action at the end it's all cool. But some of the more interesting stuff that I really liked is when Jaws, Bond, and Anya are in Egypt. And it's really tense. It's really creative camera angles because it's in the backdrop of the pyramids at night. And there's all these lights coming around. Really well done stuff. Good atmosphere and tension building. I really appreciated that. But the highlight of this movie for me is the relationship between Barbara Bach's Anya Amasova and, of course, James Bond, played by Roger Moore. Their chemistry is great as the two top agents of their respective governments. I really like the kind of one-upmanship they had with each other during the maybe the first portion of the movie, and then I kind of liked it even more when the governments agreed to pull their resources and team up. So we got Anya and Bond teaming up to defeat this third party, which is Sims-Jenkins as Carl Stromberg and of course Richard Keel as Jaws, his henchman. There's another henchman that doesn't last long. And he looks kind of like a Sontaran, no offense, but he does. And there's a really cool Bond scene. Like, I always see Roger Moore as this cheeky and charming, kind of devilish, twinkle in his eye Bond, and he is. But man, this guy can be a real stone cold badass sometimes. So how he deals with that Sontaran dude, fucking cool. All these fight scenes with Jaws are really well done. My favourite one is in Egypt with the archaeological site and all the scaffolding and all that kind of stuff. And then him kind of tearing this like car to pieces. It was really good. So let's get the tone of the movie out of the way. This one doesn't go for anything more than fun. This movie aimed for a fun, good time. And I think it mostly delivers. Actually, it does deliver. You're never bored. It's 2 hours, like all Bond films seem to be. It's action-packed, it's fun, it's got really good characters, great chemistry by the two leads. And I think the chemistry was maybe too good between Barbara Bach and Roger Moore because it really peters out in the last act of the film, and I think it's to the detriment of the movie as a whole. So what I mean by that is most of the movie is Barbara Bach and Roger Moore doing a bit of globetrotting, doing a bit of investigating, bit of action, ass-kickery, and of course, flirting. It is a James Bond movie. It all works. There's some of the best scenes in the movie, their relationship as it develops over the course of the film. My problem is, she gets captured in the last third, or the last act of the movie, and so she's largely absent because Bond now has to go stop this nuclear war, because they're using the subs to launch missiles, start a war, all this kind of crazy, mad, diabolical, over-the-top Bond shit. So she's captured, so he's got to save the world first, then go save her. And I would have liked her to at least gotten out of her bonds and all that, and so she was getting ready to escape as he was just about to save her, something like that. But towards the end of the film, she's a bit of a damsel, which is a shame because throughout most of the movie, she's incredible. As for Roger Moore himself, oh man, he's really good. And my wife found him quite cheeky. He has some of he definitely has some of the same dialogue as I think Sean Connery would have had. But the way he delivers it, it doesn't seem sleazy or arrogant or douchebaggy. It's quite cheesy and cheeky, twinkle in your eye, charming, and it really works. I thought that was fantastic. But he can go into full on action mode when he wants, and when he does, I thought that was pretty badass too. I think Roger Moore, really good Bond. But I know it's his movie, so of course you've got to show him being the action hero and stuff like that. But the way they set this up, not only do I wish that Barbara Bach's character returned, I wish she had more of a meaningful role in the end rather than be damsel to be saved. As for the music, oh man, this music's disco as fuck. But once you get used to it, it fits the movie perfect. It's you kind of feel like you're dancing. It helps with the action sequence. Dun 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 dun. Oh man, it was really cool. And of course, you've got Carly Simon's Bond theme. Nobody does it better, which is the first Bond theme not to be named after the movie, even though The Spy Who Loved Me does feature in the lyrics. I really like the song. It's Carly Simon. You can't really go wrong with her. So the movie, had it have gone on as good as the first two acts, I think I might have given this an 8 or 9 out of 10, just the sheer balls to the wall, cheesy good time that this movie is. But the last act isn't quite as good. It's fun, it's satisfying, yeah, sure. It's a good popcorn movie. But I'm taking a point off because of that. And I'm giving The Spy Who Loved Me a 7. Not a bad 7. It's a good movie. One really worth seeking out. If you're a fan of Bond, you've probably already seen it. But if you're not, and you want to try a Roger Moore Bond flick, The Spy Who Loved Me is a pretty good place to start, I think. Anyway, that's all well and good. I think, I don't know what Bond film we're watching next. I might go with another Roger Moore, but we never know. You never know. So, yeah. Like, dislike, share, subscribe, all that shit. I'll see you next time. Thank you. How many does it better?